always take it in positive way. I always think it is good for me and it is for my betterment. And I always also accept that कि नहीं 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 बॉस को पता है यार कितना भी difficult situation दो तो ये कर जाएगा, इसलिए I have to be positive. I have to go for that. If I decide कि I have to achieve it, I have to do it, then I made it success. Because generally many of the leaders, they don't want to delegate a few things to their juniors or subordinates because of some of the reasons. If we delegate to our juniors and subordinates, definitely they will grow and they will help us to give some time to think differently. That's why delegation is very important.
Today is a very special day, not only because today is the final match of ICC One Day International World Cup between India and Australia, but this is also very important for me because I am hosting somebody who has been a mentor and guru for people in Maharashtra, outside Maharashtra as well. And people talk about the law of attraction. What people say is that for some reason we keep on meeting somebody pretty often. This happens. You do not know the reason, but it happens. I'm pretty sure people must have seen that once you think positively, you start thinking more of, you start getting more of positive thoughts. And I'm pretty sure that people also can think of some people that we keep on meeting pretty often. Having said that, there are some people with whom we develop very positive vibes. And there are some people with whom, for some reason, we do not click. I don't know. These are some of the realities of this world, and that's the reason people talk about law of attraction. Friends, first of all, thank you so much for watching the series of Heart to Heart Conversation. So far, I've done more than 60 Heart to Heart Conversations, and I'm so happy to present to all of you today Balasaheb Sonawane, sir. Balasaheb Sonawane, sir, is pretty well known in the HR fraternity, in the IR fraternity. I recall when I was there in Baramati a few months ago, Balasaheb sir was there among the audience. It was such a humbling experience for me to be talking to an audience, and Balasaheb sir was there. And then he gave the vote of thanks. And then again, the picture which people can see in the backdrop is the picture which was taken by some of the organizers in NIPM's chapter, NIPM's national conference in JW Marriott in Pune. And sir was there giving me the plaque, the memento. Yeah. And again, we are having this heart-to-heart conversation. And such a pleasure for me to host you, sir. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation. I am really grateful to you. And before we proceed, I think let me talk a bit about Balasaheb, sir, because I know that anybody who has been in the field of HR and IR from Pune, from Maharashtra, must be knowing him. Having said that, some people might be seeing this video from different parts of the world. So for the people at large, Balasaheb, sir, is currently the vice chairman of Pune chapter of National Institute of Personal Management. NIPM is a name which I think everybody across the country and outside the country also will know. Balasaheb, sir, is the vice chairman for Pune chapter. And sir started his career way back in 1984, almost 40 years ago, when he joined a company in the capacity of personal and administration officer in a company called ASWIA Limited, in a place which is very beautiful, very close to Pune, Nashik. And of course, I think sir has worked in some of the places which are very close to my heart. I was just going through sir's journey. And then Balasaheb sir worked in this organization for more than 8 years. And then he moved on to a company called the Rawalgaon Sugar Farm Limited, where he worked for more than 3 years. It's a place, Rawalgaon is a place in Nashik again. And then sir joined a company as manager HR and administration in a company called Indian Seamless Metal Tubes Limited, Ahmednagar. Ahmednagar is very close to my heart because I have been to the place many times. And actually, I have been to Ahmednagar while being on the way to Waluj industrial area, where I think sir worked for pretty long period, and it was so heartening for me to see that you also have worked in Waluj, sir. Sir was there in Wipro Limited, Consumer Care and Lighting Division, for almost 9 years. And and it has been almost close to 40 years of journey for sir while being in the field of industrial relations and human resources. It's such an in-depth experience with which sir is going to speak to us today. And it's once again a pleasure for us to host him and listen to him. And then sir joined a company called Build, Balarpur Industries Limited, sir, if I'm correct. Which is in Bhigwan, which again, Bhigwan is a place well known to people. I think anybody who also loves nature knows Bhigwan is one of the most beautiful places very close to Pune, on the outskirts of Pune. And then sir has been a proprietor of an organization, and through this company he has been helping many multinationals, many organizations, many other organizations in and around Pune, in Maharashtra, outside Maharashtra as well. So anybody who is looking for some kind of guidance, some guidance in the field of industrial relations and HR, I think sir is one of the best veterans in this field. And sir, with this, thank you so much for joining.
Thank
Sir, I see that, sir,
Yes,
you
sir.
have got
Thank
40 years of working experience in the
Yeah.
field of HR and IR. And this is something which is
Yes,
pretty
sir.
rare an experience, because despite being an author, I always tell people that bookish knowledge is not going to change anything. It's all about we realizing, it's all about the practical, real experience. Because, once we think of applying something which we have read in books, which we might have said in some of the videos, once it comes to application, a lot of variables will come, a lot of uncertainties will come. And that's where the tire hits the road. And that's where we need the guidance of people like Balasaheb Sonawane, sir. Sir, thank you so much for
Yes.
joining once again. Sir, when you look back
Yeah.
on your journey,
Mm.
how do you find, sir, this journey of which is very enriching, very in depth in the field of HR and IR over the last 40 years? And I know that many people, hundreds of people in Maharashtra and outside Maharashtra also look up to you when it comes to seeking some guidance in the field of HR and IR. So,
Yes.
which are those initial thoughts which come to your mind?
Yeah. Well, as you have mentioned, it was real life journey for me because I spent 40 years of my life in the industry, and that too in various well-known organizations. So it was not planned as a career plan or something like that, but it happened in the with the process of my career and my
Yeah.
education, and ultimately I have completed my 40 years in the life,
Yes.
and it was very interesting journey for me. And okay,
So I think because of some network issue, we
yeah,
just thought of closing the video so that we can hear Balasaheb sir better. And absolutely great.
okay,
And sir, when you look back on your journey, so we spoke about some of the, I think some of the aspects of your working in different parts of Maharashtra and outside Maharashtra as well. Sir, people talk a lot
hmm,
about the field of industrial relations. लोग काफी बातें करते हैं इंडस्ट्रियल
yeah,
रिलेशंस के बारे में, और ऐसा कहा जाता है कि इंडस्ट्रियल रिलेशंस एक ऐसा सब्जेक्ट है, आई थिंक दिस इज वन ऑफ दोस वेरी फ्यू सब्जेक्ट्स जिस पर कोई किताबें ज्यादा मिलती नहीं है. We do not get to see some very good
yeah,
books in the field of industrial relations. And that's the reason it is so important for people like me to talk to people like you, so that some of these nuggets of wisdom and experiences come to people. Sir, आप काफी लोगों से मिलते होंगे जो इंडस्ट्रियल रिलेशंस के फील्ड में है और एचआर के फील्ड में है. सर, शुरुआत करते हैं थोड़ा सा एक डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन से. सर, आज के जो इंडस्ट्रियल रिलेशंस, आज
yeah.
के जो आईआर प्रोफेशनल्स हैं, उनके लिए सर कुछ आपकी तरफ से कुछ मैसेज
Hmm.
रहेगा? हाउ कैन दे आल्सो बिकम वेरी गुड आईआर प्रोफेशनल्स लाइक यू? उनके लिए कुछ सर गुरु ज्ञान, कुछ सर मेंटरिंग, कुछ एडवाइस सर आपकी तरफ से.
Yeah, but certainly because industrial relations is such a vast topic,
राइट सर.
and every professional would like to make his career in the field which he likes. But
या.
for this industrial relation, generally there are two fields. One is IR and one is HR.
या.
Many people like HR, and very few people may like to join IR.
या.
But industrial relations is a very challenging and live field. A lot of hard work is required,
या.
and along with that, your sincerity matters a lot. It already
Hmm.
for 24 hours you have to be dedicated for the job, and you have to take the complete ownership of the
या.
job, because that is very important, because you cannot do on and off situation. As well as you have to be a good team player, and you have to work in a team, create a trust amongst the team and the people who are working around you. And as well as your communication is very important.
Hmm.
You should have a transparent communication, and it's a two-way communication. And after all, your decision making matters a lot, because your prompt decision making is very important to while performing your industrial relations professional duty.
Thank you so much, sir. I think all the qualities which you spoke about, including building trust, including two-way communication, including the ability, the skill of communication,
Yeah,
including the skill of taking decisions, and including the quality of taking quick, prompt decisions. I think qualities are, I think, the words which people must have heard of very frequently. Having said that, these are some of the most difficult qualities to be built. For example, if we
yes,
just take the example of trust, trust itself may take many months, many years for building, right, sir? Unless we get in
yeah,
touch, unless we listen to the other person, unless we share our thoughts, unless we spend some time while working with the person. I think people can't build a trust, because in a world of social media, when so many coaches and
Yes.
trainers keep on trying to sell so many things, unless people are able to build that trust, people will not purchase from them. If I just take one small example. So it's very interesting, very important topic, which is that of trust building. So trust build करने के लिए आपके अनुभवों के हिसाब से अगर बात की जाए, for building
Hmm.
trust, which are those qualities which are important for IR professionals? क्यों हमारे एम्प्लॉय जो शॉप फ्लोर में काम करते हैं, हमारे जो कॉन्ट्रैक्चुअल वर्कर्स हैं जो शॉप फ्लोर में काम करते हैं, क्यों और कैसे एक IR प्रोफेशनल को ट्रस्ट करना शुरू करेंगे?
For that, I think very important things are you have to have master in your job.
Yes,
Yes,
yeah.
mastery in job, and don't limit yourself to any particular topic. Say, in my career field, say I'm not worked only HR and IR. I also handle my production activities as well as my other
Wow.
aspect also. And one should be open to accept new challenges and assignment. And secondly, creating trust means you have to know the people, you have to understand the people's mindset and all these things, and you have to help the people by going out of way also. You have to be as a
Hmm.
mentor as well as coach and guide to them, and you have to create a leadership or as a role model, and people should accept you as a role model, because people will
Okay.
not accept as a role model by saying you only. People will accept you as a role model by your acts and by your helping nature, by your creating themselves a good atmosphere, working atmosphere, and helping them in all aspects, as well as accepting their all chance as well. These are few things. I think
Awesome.
open and transparent communication, as well as really mixing with the people, taking to them for the new assignments, really helping them in the critical situation, and
Right.
also appreciation at the right
Hmm.
time is also important, so that people will say they should be motivated. And thus, by way, it is a two-way communication, and thus in the process of this way of communication and way of working, one will definitely build trust amongst each other. And that
Hmm.
because basically I worked in the majority with the workmen, and
Hmm.
creating a trust and building trust with the workman or union is very important and very difficult
Hmm.
also. But through over a period of my 40 years, and I have very good relations with my all workmen as well as my union representatives in all the industries. And I think I was able to make real trust with them, and still people are saying that the Balasaheb was the real HR guy in our company, and they still feel that I should work in their organization again. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that is a good example of that I have created my trust.
So that is the best testimony, sir. That is the best testimony, because I know for sure that you are yeah, you are working for Build, right? In
Yes,
advisory capacity as a full-time consultant. Even after
yes,
you left the company,
yeah,
even after superannuated, the company is not going to leave you.
correct,
This
correct.
to me is the best testimony. Yes, of
Yes.
credentials of a person. Yes, sir, you're saying something, please.
There are two examples. One is when I was in Wipro. That time
Yeah,
these ISMT union guys were calling me, कि, साहब आप आ
yeah.
जाओ. At least you come there for 6 months. मैं बोला यार ये क्या खेल है क्या ये क्या खेल है और मैं बोला मैं जहाँ से छोड़ दिया वहाँ वापस नहीं जाता कभी और secondly even as you rightly said कि even built they have recognized my services, they have extended my service for 2 years, and again they have continued me as a corporate consultant for their company.
So this 2 year is going to get extended, I guess, because I know you, sir, through many people who have spoken so great words about you. But I
Yes,
think
sir.
this is the best testimony, sir, that if a company wants to retain an ex-employee, ex-leader, ex-HR or IR leader, I think that is the best testimony. You do not require any reviews. There are so many social media platforms like Trustpilot and all those websites which are meant for people to get reviews. You do not require any reviews, sir. This is the best.
Yes, sir.
अमेजिंग सर, बट सर इसमें ये भी है कि जो जो आपने बातें, जो क्वालिटीज कही आपने,
Hmm.
ये क्वालिटीज आसान नहीं है लोगों के लिए बिल्ड करना. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, यू
Huh.
स्पोक अबाउट दिस ट्रस्ट, यू स्पोक अबाउट द फैक्ट दैट one has got to have the mastery in the subject,
Yes,
in
yes,
one's core subject. For example, I'm
yes,
pretty sure that you are one of, I think people know you as one of those people who is expert in the field of industrial relations, labor law,
yes, Yeah.
One can talk about any level or discuss with you. You are an expert in this. So having mastery in the subject, and not only that, you also said that we should also have some mastery, at least some high degree of mastery in other subjects as well, which are also related, which also could be related to the field of HR and IR. For example, operations, for example, maintenance, for example, working on the shop floor. So I think that's
Yes.
where people start trusting and respecting you. You also said something that apart from being master in one subject, one also has got to have some time, some keenness, some motivation, some mindset to help people. Because I think unless we touch the hearts of people in the right way, with the genuine intention to help people, I think people, why should people start trusting us? Because
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the world of
Certainly.
सोशल मीडिया सर, एआई की बात करते हैं, आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस के लोग बातें करते हैं, रोबोट की बात करते हैं, ये बात करते हैं, वो बातें करते हैं, बॉस, आई एम शेयरिंग दिस विद ऑडियंस. This still is a world where success of any company is going to be defined by people. And
Yes.
unless we build that rapport with people, let's take the example of this ongoing ICC World Cup tournament. It's because of the fact that all the 11 players from Indian cricket team, they're playing like a perfect team, isn't it, sir?
Yes.
They're playing
Yeah.
like a perfect team that this team is winning. Otherwise, at any point of time, any country, any cricket team must be having some of the star players, but it's not going to help people. It's all about teamwork. It's all about people working with each
Yeah.
other. It's all about people trusting each other. That's very important because over last, I think 10 matches in World Cup cricket itself, we have seen so many churning, so many changes, right, sir? Some
Yes.
bowlers came, then some other bowler came, and then some people were rotated and churned out. So there are some people who are going to be the 12th player or 13th player or whatever. And still, they are all cheering for the country. In this case, they are in our parlance, they are all cheering for the company, which is very important. So great,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
सर आपने एक और क्वालिटी की बात की सर, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट क्वालिटी है जो आपने जिसका जिक्र किया है. दैट क्वालिटी इज दैट ऑफ taking quick decisions, which again requires
Yes.
some of the qualities which you spoke about,
Yes.
some of the sub qualities which you spoke about, like mastery. एंड सर आपके हिसाब से सही तुरंत डिसीजन और सही डिसीजन, कुछ डिसीजन गलत होंगे, दैट्स बिकॉज़ इट्स अ प्रोसेस ऑफ टेकिंग डिसीजन, क्विक डिसीजन.
Yeah.
बट हैविंग सेड दैट, for a person, for a HR leader, for an IR leader to be able to take quick, timely decisions, which are those few things which the person must work on? Because आप सर आपने पूरा इसको जिया है, I'm pretty sure you can. It's a free flowing conversation. ये सवाल मैंने आपके साथ शेयर कभी नहीं किए हैं, but I know that you are a walking encyclopedia of some of these questions and answers. Yes, sir.
क्विक डिसीजन लेना मतलब क्या होता है कि देखिए, इन इंडस्ट्रियल रिलेशन जैसे अगर सिचुएशन ऐसे क्रिएट हो जाते हैं कुछ कि वन हैज टू टेक अ क्विक डिसीजन, अदरवाइज क्या होगा, सिचुएशन विल बी वेरी वोलेटाइल और
Yeah,
आउट ऑफ कंट्रोल चला जाएगा.
yeah.
और यू कैनॉट कंसल्ट एनीवन आल्सो एट दैट टाइम. यू हैव टू टेक
Right.
योर ओन डिसीजन. मतलब यू कैनॉट, आई विल कांटेक्ट माय एडवाइजर और आई विल कांटेक्ट माय सीनियर्स और समथिंग लाइक दैट. Many times the Indian comes to me directly without even taking my permission, also my prior appointment. They comes
Right,
to
sir.
with along with some problem and they wanted to create some more issue and all these things. At
Yeah.
that time, I have to take such a decision which only my expertise and my experience will help me to take the decisions.
Hmm.
And at that time, if I take correct decision or on the spot decisions, हो सकता है कि कुछ थोड़ा सा गलत भी है, but that
Yeah.
can be rectified. But immediate and instant decision is very important at that time to ease out that situation. That's what I feel.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yes.
So audience, sir has used two very important words. Let's spend some time on both of these words, each of these words. So first word which sir said is, let's have once again mastery in the subject. It's very important for us to be the master of labor laws. It's very important for us to be the master of our company's business practices. We must know. We must know
Yeah.
the people, for example. It's very important
Yes.
for us to also be the master of how, who are the people working with us. And let's know their background as well. Let's know people, let's build connection. That's very important. But it's very important for us to be a master of the subject which belongs to the field in which we are working. That's one. Second thing which is very important, that's related to the field, which related to the quality which I often keep on talking about. Sir spoke about experience. It's very important for any IR professional to keep on reflecting back on the experience. And I think we all keep on going through a lot of experiences on day-to-day basis, on week-to-week basis. It's important for us to keep on learning from our own experiences. It's very important for also
Yes.
for us to keep on learning from the experience of other people who are veterans in this field, isn't it, sir? It's also important for us to
Yeah.
learn from others' experience. तो उसमें सर एक
Yeah.
बहुत बड़ी क्वालिटी मेरे हिसाब से लोगों के लिए चाहिए, लोगों में होनी चाहिए, वो है क्वालिटी ऑफ बीइंग अ मेंटी, क्वालिटी ऑफ बीइंग अ स्टूडेंट, क्वालिटी ऑफ बीइंग अ
Yes.
लर्नर, क्वालिटी ऑफ बीइंग इन टच विद some experts like Balasaheb sir and some other people who are experts in this field, it's very important for us to learn. If there is one quality which people can get the maximum benefit from, it is the quality of building our own experience base and also keep on learning from the experience base of others. सर आप कुछ ऐसा शेयर करना चाहेंगे आपकी जिंदगी में जब अपने करियर में आपने शुरुआत की थी? Would you like to talk a bit about some of the mentors or some of the people from whom you might have learned in the initial few years? Because I want this quality to be ingrained by all the people who are going to watch this video. सीखना बहुत जरूरी है, लोगों से सीखना सबसे बड़ी चीज है, किताब से बाद में सीखे, पहले आप लोगों से सीखे. That's very important. I'm pretty sure that सर जैसा आपने बोला भी कि इस ISMT से भी लोग आपको फोन करते थे कि भाई सर बाला साहब सर आज ये कुछ मिलने के लिए. I know that people are learning from you. You must
Yes.
having many students without making it formal. काफी लोग आप सभी पे सीख रहे हैं और सीख चुके हैं. Would you like to talk a bit about some of the mentors and this quality of mentoring and learning and teaching both? Yeah.
See, basically, I will tell you something, some background about myself, because I am from a very small village, and my parents are illiterate. Illiterate. They were illiterate, basically. Illiterate. I have studied in my ZP high school, and after that, I have studied in my high school. But at that time, my mentors and my gurus were my teachers, basically.
Right, sir.
They helped me a lot, and I was respecting them also to a great extent.
Right.
And secondly, when I studied the 10th exam and then I moved to my higher education for Nashik,
Right, sir.
Nashik, then Chandwad, and I have completed my BSc and all these things. Throughout all these period, I think my gurus and the teachers and professors, they really helped me. Along with that, some of the families which were not my relatives, which are not my relatives, but they also helped me and supported in my career. Because like some of the families, one I will quote, one family was Mr. Anand Sari. He was a commissioner of Nashik Municipal Corporation, and he was not my relative, but I was just staying in front of them. And I don't know how we developed the relations, and it was very familiar relation. And I was like a son in their
Wow.
family, and he being a commissioner, and it helped me in making my career also. In fact, my first job I got it because of my address was care of that Salisab, care of that Salisab, care of that Salisab. And this personnel officer of that Indian Swill Limited company, he called
Yeah.
me and asked how you have given this address of the Salisab, who is a very big person, and who is a
Yeah.
commissioner of the municipal corporation, and how you are connected with them. Are you relative of them? I said, no, I am not relative. I have just family relations, but he is helping me a lot. And after that, when I mentioned the name of the my personal officer, that Ashok Gule was there. He also helped me while entering my career. And after that, I got very focused and dedicated guru. I call him as a boss, really. He was Brigadier J.D. Basin, Brigadier. He was
Oh.
a military person, Brigadier J.D. Basin. Retired from the military, and he was heading HR and admin of that Swill Limited.
Right, sir.
And when I interviewed, he said, yeah, you are from the village, and how whether you will work or so. But he said, no, let me see. I think you are spark, and let me see how you can grown up and all these things. After that, over a period of time, he helped me in such a way. He taught me very basic things of, say, English, grammar, writing. Then he
Wow.
was telling me how my seniors are making mistakes, and he was calling me as a beta. You don't make such mistakes in your future. If you want to make career, you follow these practices. And he really helped me like my father. He is more than my father. And such there were so many people. Wherever I go, this Brigadier Basin is always there. Then my another few families were there which were not relative to me. They like Vanzari, Kadla, Gangurde, Sali, Sharma. They are not Sonone, but they are helped me. These families also helped me. So I really respect them and I thank you them. Then Mr. Kothawade, Mr. Uday Kharote, Advocate Zanorkar. Say, then very few people were there, but they helped me really a lot in my career as well as making and shaping my career also. Even in ISMT also, one of my boss was there. he at the joining he called me and said कि यार बाला साहब आप एक काम करो, अभी एक आप नगर में ना आप घर ले लो. And this Indian simplex was very notorious in Union guys and all this. I said यार ये Indian में इतने पंगे हैं, यहाँ कहाँ काम करना है हमको, ज्यादा दिन यार, साल 2 साल निकालेंगे हम चले जाएंगे. He was insisting me कि नहीं नहीं आप घर ले लो इधर. Then I said कि सर मैं अभी probation पे है, once I get the probation completed then I will at the time of confirmation I will take a house. He said आपका confirmation कब, मतलब 1 साल के बाद है. And he confirmed me after 9 months only. After 9 months only, and they said कि अभी तो घर लेना ही लेना है. So then I decided कि चलो यार अभी घर लेते, because they were saying कि यार नहीं, this banda is consistent, this banda can be a good asset to the organization, and like that he was saying.
Hmm.
Secondly, when I was in Wipro, my boss was Anil Raina. He is basically Kashmiri Pandit.
Yeah.
आफ्टर 1 year ओनली ही आस्क्ड मी कि बाला साहब एक आप एक घर लेना है. घर कैसा लेना है, 3 चीजें उन्होंने बताया कि
हाँ.
घर, एक तो आप फ्लैट नहीं लेंगे.
Hmm.
सेकंडली, आप मैं जो घर सिलेक्ट करेगा वही घर लेना है, और
Yeah.
घर अभी लेना है. देखिए देखिए क्या उनके मतलब व्यूज रहते हैं इन लोगों के. देन आई टूक परचेस हाउस. वन इज अ डुप्लेक्स बंगलो देयर इन औरंगाबाद, and which was very much selected by him also. Then I said कि साहब
Hmm.
मेरे पास इतना पैसा नहीं है यार, क्यों चिंता करते हैं पैसे की, पैसे की चिंता क्यों करते हैं यार, आप घर ले लो, आप आ जाएगा पैसा. Sir, for your
Hmm.
information, at that time only when I purchased my house, it was in the year 2006. Immediately at the time of my appraisal, he gave me a raise of 3 lakhs rupees per annum, which was
Wow.
25,000 rupees per month, which was more
Wow.
than my installment also.
Installment.
So like that, so many people, yes, so many people they helped me in
Gazab.
my career as well as
Gazab.
setting me. Yes, sir. These are few examples.
Gazab.
There are
Gazab.
so many. Yes.
Gazab. Matlab, this narration which you just made, the way you narrated the entire real life experience, it has got some of the most important aspects of success, joy, happiness, relationships for people. किताब पढ़ने का वीडियो देखने की जरूरत नहीं है boss. And I'm happy that you're watching this conversation because this is a different kind of video. That's the reason I call it heart-to-heart conversation. What you have said in last few minutes time has got the roots of some of the most important aspects of living life successfully, happily, and in a very positive way while building on relationships. So it's very obvious that we are talking to somebody who loved his job, who put in his entire efforts in the field of HR and IR to see that the company grows, to see that the management gets supported, to see that all the employees get supported, and he did it
Yeah.
so that there was a heart-to-heart connection which he built. Otherwise, the kind of experiences which you have shared, sir, I think these are very rare. These are very rare because I don't think there would be too
Yeah.
many people who would vouch
Yes.
for some of these experiences where a commissioner of municipal
Yeah.
corporation has allowed you
Yes.
to use his address, and then one of the
Correct.
senior leaders is coaching you, and people are actually treating you like their own son.
Brigadier.
Then somebody brigadier, and then somebody comes and actually makes you make this investment. I have been to Aurangabad many times because I was working in MN Energy Solutions. I know how beautiful the place is. I know what it means to actually own a duplex bungalow in Aurangabad, because I think that place is known for duplex, not for high rise buildings. And then I'm pretty sure,
Yeah.
sir, since you made the investment in 2006 at the right time, I think the mentor knew that I think this is the right time for you to make the investment. By now, the property prices have shot up, zoomed up. And then this person also helped you with
Yes. Yes.
monthly raise so that you can take care of monthly EMIs. I think it all talks about a couple of things. One is that whatever we do, let's do it with heart and soul. Somewhere around the world, somebody is watching, somebody is listening. It happens. People talk about law of
Yeah.
attraction.
Sure.
तो
Sure.
का एक डायलॉग भी था ना सर, जो लोग बोलते हैं कि जब हम किसी चीज को पूरे दिल से चाहते हैं, पूरी कायनात हमारे साथ लग जाती है, पूरी कायनात हमारे साथ लग
Correct.
जाती है. दिस इज द बेस्ट
Correct.
एग्जांपल. This is the best example. Amazing, amazing. Sir, it's amazing for you to share this, and I would request the audience to pause this video here and sit in meditation for maybe 5 minutes time, and take a pen and paper and write down the names of some of these people who also have played some role, some important role in your life. And I'm pretty sure that once we start reflecting back on our life and journey on our career, everybody can certainly think of at least 5 minutes, if not more. People who have actually gone beyond their call of duty. Some of these people might not have been a part of your family. They might not be connected with you. I'm talking to the audience in any manner. Still, they came forward to help you. I always tell people that your success is not your success. Your success is not only your success, it is the success of many people
Correct.
who also wanted you to succeed. सर किसी ने कहा है कि हमारी सफलता डिपेंड करती है, आई थिंक आवर सक्सेस इज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू द नंबर ऑफ पीपल हु वांट अस टू सक्सीड, isn't it, sir?
Yeah.
And this
Yes.
happens when we start helping people, when people start helping us. It's an amazing narration which you made, sir. And I would like people to appreciate the fact that it's time for us to send a thank you note, to be in touch with some of the mentors and gurus and some of these people who have helped us build our life and career. Amazing, sir. Amazing. Sir, let's move forward. Sir, लीडरशिप के बारे में सर काफी लोग बातें करते हैं. आई थिंक ऑलरेडी इन द कोर्स ऑफ दिस हाफ एन आवर कन्वर्सेशन आई एम प्रीटी श्योर यू हैव शेयर्ड लॉट ऑफ क्वालिटीज ऑफ बीइंग अ ग्रेट लीडर, बट वुड यू लाइक टू शेयर some of the qualities of being a great leader, because you have worked with many leaders and you yourself are a great leader, sir. I know how many people follow you, and I've been to of course some of these places, Baramat included. Would you
Yeah.
like to talk a bit about, sir, the quality of leadership? And of course you are the vice chairman of Pune chapter of NIPM, so I know you are in touch with some of the best of leaders, and of course you are the
To
person.
my mind, leadership traits some of the few qualities like your integrity matters a lot.
Yeah,
You have to
integrity.
be a very integral person. Yes. Then self-awareness.
Yeah.
Self-awareness is one of the important things that will definitely help you to lead the team and all these things. And at the same time, you have to have a courage. You have to have courage to handle the difficult situation as well as good and bad situations.
Yeah.
And next one is respect. Giving and
Yeah.
taking the respect is very important. Giving and
Right, sir.
taking, it is a both way. And then you should have a empathy also. Empathy. As well as you should have a proper gratitude. Gratitude to accept the good days of the people and all these things.
Yeah.
And at the same time, delegation is, I think, one of the key factor, because generally many of the leaders, they don't want to delegate a few things to their juniors or subordinates because of some of the reasons I don't know. But if you, I think, if we delegate to our juniors and subordinates, definitely they will grow and they will help us to give some time to think differently. That's why delegation is very important, madam. And as you said, ki, one is always learner throughout the life. That learning agility is also important.
Yeah.
At the same time, you should be influential. One should you should be able to influence the people or the mob or the psychology. And also I mentioned about the communication, because communication always matters. It should be transparent, it should be open, it should be two-way communication. That is very important. And last but not the least, I think there should be no ego to leader. No ego. There should not be ego, because you are great because of your position. Otherwise, you are also a human being, and the opposite one is also a human being. I always respect that, as you mentioned about the teamwork also, because it is a good leadership. Because your leadership starts from your gate. Because even though the security guard who is working on the security, he is also a human being, and one has to treat that he is a security, as well as your sweeper or something like that, your workman as well as your staff. And you have to accept them, you have to respect each and every them. Then only you will become a good leadership, by taking all people along. That's what I think.
Wow. So what I'm going to do is to while editing the video, I'll certainly write down all the qualities which you spoke about while talking about leadership. And of course, in this picture, which is in the background, we can see some of the leaders.
Yeah.
Sonawane
Yes.
sir has been working, including Dr. Santosh Bhave and
Yes.
Kishore Kenche sir, and some of these people I have had the privilege to know them. I have had the privilege to work with them. Amazing. And of course, we can also see some other people, very senior leaders. Sir, I think what you narrated is very important, and this is now some interaction with the audience. Audience is very important for us to appreciate one thing. हम लोग बचपन से देखते हुए सेंटेंस, एक सेंटेंस है संस्कृत का जो हम लोग बचपन से देखते हैं, हर नोट में रहता है, करेंसी में रहता है, सत्यमेव जयते. Now, what
Yes.
said is truth. I mean, he spoke about the true qualities, the truth of being a great leader. In a world when I still see some people who think that, playing with power, playing with politics, and making this and doing some of these things are important for one to climb the hierarchy of leadership is important for them to climb the hierarchy of success. No, it's not true. On mid-term, on long-term, the only thing which is going to win is one's ability to follow some of these qualities which Sir said in real life, in real practice. So nice, amazingly I explained, Sir. For example, if we just take a couple of examples, Sir spoke about empathy. Unless we have empathy, how can we build a strong network, this heart-to-heart connection with people? Because unless we put ourselves in their shoes, for example, unless an IR leader puts oneself in the shoes of a workman who has been working in a very difficult working condition on the shop floor, which might be having some dust and smoke and this and that. Unless we have this empathy, how can we actually understand
Yes.
what is going through his mind? How can we
Yes.
actually understand what he's looking for? Isn't it? So this is just one small example, but I'm pretty sure we can cite a lot of examples. Empathy. Sir also spoke about the fact that it's important for a leader to delegate. Now, I also know there are leaders in this world who actually are insecure enough not to delegate. And
Correct.
if we know that we have got the mastery, going back to the quality we sort of spoke of in the beginning, if we are the master, I mean, where is the need for a person to feel insecure? And then only it's only the indication of it's only the definition of a great leader. It's only a great leader who can actually empower his people, who can actually delegate to his people, isn't it, sir? And unless we delegate, we can't be a great leader. It's very simple because
Correct.
the team is not going to put in the best of effort, isn't it, sir? It's all interconnected, sir. मुझे वही लगता है कि दुनिया में आप देखेंगे सफलता के जितने सूत्रास हैं वो सारे सिंपल हैं. They are just few, maybe less than 10, maybe around 5 or 6, and they're all interconnected. Still, people speak of so many great things on LinkedIn, और जब करने का आता है तो नहीं करता. I think we are talking to somebody who actually has been doing it in work, in life. Sir, I went to your LinkedIn profile. I didn't see too many posts because we are talking to somebody who actually believes in working. And boss, I'm talking to the audience once again.
Correct.
It's all about practicing, boss. वो मैं भी कुछ शेयर करता हूँ पोस्ट, बट मैं वही शेयर करता हूँ जो मुझे
Okay.
लगता है मैंने जिंदगी में जिया या मैंने जिंदगी में देखा होते हुए. I have also learned a lot over last many a few years. And I do not put anything which I think is in
Thank you
book.
for capturing so many
Absolutely, sir.
things.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Thank you for capturing very few important pictures and events of my life. I don't know because it
Yeah,
is
I
not
went
shared
through
by
it.
me. Yeah, you
Yeah,
collected it from my LinkedIn and all this. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
just a few. No, thank you so much. Most welcome, sir. Just a few pictures I could find because sir is a person. He's a man of action. And I think सर
Yes.
आपने जो बोला है मैं तो सर आपको प्रणाम करके मैं सिर्फ आपका आशीर्वाद दे सकता हूँ सर. जो जो आपने एग्जांपल्स दिए हैं, मुझे मालूम है कि ऑडियंस में से अगर 100 लोग देखते हैं, 1000 लोग देखते हैं, उसमें से सिर्फ 5% लोग कैन एक्चुअली कोरिलेट विद देयर ओन लाइफ एक्सपीरियंसेस. When
Correct.
somebody came in and inspired you to buy a flat, somebody came and allowed you to use his address. I think it talks about the highest degree of connection, highest degree of
Correct.
connection. And I think I would certainly wish that more and more of people who are watching this video can also think of some of these connections. But I think what you said is amazing, sir. सर ये भी मैंने एक पोस्ट देखा आपके लिंक्डइन पेज पर, प्रोफाइल पर. One small positive thought can change your whole day. One small positive thought can change your whole day. And actually keeping this in mind, I have been doing programs in the morning as at 5:30, where I invite corporate leaders and corporate managers, because I know for sure that once people can make their beginning, can begin their day on a positive, inspiring thought, on a positive, inspiring note, while thinking about the day which is going to come, while planning for the day, while thinking about last few days, while learning some lessons, while practicing some of these things like affirmations, gratitude, sitting in silence, while thinking about some of the areas which we need to work on, while thanking some of the mentors, for example. And I think all these programs happen between 5:30 to 6:30. If people can do some of these things, even some of these things, they can win their day. And then days become life, isn't it, sir? And then one can win life, win in life.
Yeah.
Would you like to share something about this power of positive thoughts, sir? Because ये आपका post है, मुझे लगा थोड़ा सा आपसे बात करते हैं, sir. I think you already have explained a lot of things, but still, we shall like to hear something from you.
I always believed means I ये गलत है ये सही to make me or put me in difficult situation. Even though I was taking it there, it is a opportunity for me to correct. Or it is an opportunity for me, or it is opportunity for me to implement my learning as well as my expertise and my experience and all these things. Even though many times you might be knowing this union guys and your seniors are trying to test your knowledge and your ability as well as your patience and all these things. ऑलवेज आई टेक इट नहीं यार ये तो मुझे बोला है ये तो मुझे करना ही करना है कितना भी डिफिकल्ट हो. ओके आई नो दैट इट विल टेक सम टाइम or it will put me in some embarrassment and harassment and all this thing. But I always take it in positive way. I always think it is good for me and it is for my betterment. And I always also accept that कि नहीं 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 बॉस को पता है यार कितना भी टिपिकल सिचुएशन दो तो ये कर जाएगा इसलिए आई हैव टू बी पॉजिटिव आई हैव टू गो फॉर दैट इफ आई डिसाइड कि आई हैव टू अचीव इट आई हैव टू डू इट then I made it success. So that's what I was
Absolutely, sir.
always positive.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Actually, sir, all these books which we can see in the background, these are all about
Yeah.
one thing, and that is when things are good, when somebody is inspiring you, absolutely great, enjoy it, celebrate it. When things become difficult, that's where you can actually use those moments
Correct.
of difficulty, challenges, being put in challenging situations to actually transform your life. Because that's where actually the power of perspective, the power of attitude comes in the picture. Out of 100 people, 90 people will start cribbing, whining, and thinking negatively. And that's where it's people like just a few people like Balasaheb sir who actually maintain a positive perspective, and that makes all the difference for some people who actually succeed in a big way in life. Amazingly, amazingly said, sir. Who are those inspiring personalities, sir? When you look at the life and world, this country and world, who are those few people who inspired you the most? Because people talk about Ratan Tata and people talk about some other people and people talk about
Yeah.
Ranjit Singh, people talk about cricketers and people talk about Bollywood and whatever. Would you like to share something about some people who inspire you with their life and
I
myself?
will say always APJ Abdul Kalam is
Mm.
one guy.
Mm.
Then Amitabh Bachchan is there.
Right.
Even Tata families, I will always quote this Ratan Tata and all these things.
Yeah.
And even in the current age, or Narendra Modi is also a great
Very
leader. He is.
inspiring. Yeah, very
Yeah.
inspiring person.
And along with that, some of my seniors really,
Mm.
say, Mr. Anil Raina, the Brigadier
Yeah.
J.D. Basin,
Yeah.
or even this uh, uh, Ranjay
Yeah.
Abraham, who is a VPHR now. All these guys are very great in my life, and I really inspired from them always.
Wow. Awesome. 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 So would you also like to talk about some of the books which inspired you, which you would like to recommend to people? Of course, I have written, but I'm not showing any book in the background
Yes,
now. Because जिंदगी अपने आप में किताब बन जाती है एक बार हमारे
correct,
अंदर
correct.
सीखने की प्रवृत्ति आ जाती है तो would you like to talk recommend some books to people, one or two books to people?
I always read about the management books.
Ah,
I love to read the Shiv Khera's book. Shiv Khera's
yeah,
book, that is You Can Win, I have read in English, Marathi, as well as Hindi. Then
yeah,
Robin Sharma's few books, Peter Drucker's
yeah,
books, Stephen
yeah,
Covey's book, Chetan Bhagat is there, Jim Colem is there, Ranjit
sure.
Desai. And
Wow.
one of the now currently I am one booklet app is there, Amrut Deshmukh. Amrut
Ah,
Deshmukh. He is making a gist of the books, and it is in audible form. Now
ah.
currently I am every day morning whenever I am walking or I am doing some exercise, I always hear this gist of the books and all these things. These are some
So
of the,
good.
yes sir.
So good. And surely, sir, someday, of course, I can just flash here for a moment. I would be very happy sending a few copies of some of my books, and I'll be very happy to have your candid views and reviews of some of the books. Thank you so much, sir. Amazing. Sir, would you also like to talk about some movies or videos which you found inspiring? Some movies which you might have seen, in case you like watching movies. क्योंकि आज के समय में लोग
I
movies
like
देखते
I
हैं,
like
करते हैं
generally
lot.
old movies of Amitabh Bachchan, Rekha,
Yeah.
Hema Malini, or Madhuri Dixit, and this because I am not fond of new movies, but I always prefer old movies.
So would you like to
Yeah.
talk about some of the movies of Amitabh Bachchan or whatever, Madhuri Dixit as well? Let's hear from you, sir. Which are close to which you liked watching?
I will say that ki Amitabh Bachchan's this
I think all the
uh,
movies have been good. I know that. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
there are few movies, Bhagwan
It has
Bachchan's,
got very strong message. Very strong
yes,
message. Very positive
yes,
message.
yes.
Very important. Actually, sir, movies are very important, very powerful tools. Because once people see and hear music and then watch it and then everything gets over in maybe 90 minutes to
Right
2 hours.
from Sholay to
Very strong message. Bhagwan is a very important movie, very has got a very strong message of family.
Sho-
That
Sholay was very powerful movie at the time. Sholay,
yeah, yeah, yeah. It had got a very strong set of characters with very strong characterization. Yeah, absolutely. And I think some of these things which you spoke about, the courage and some of these things we can also see in movies, right? Some of the
yeah,
display of
yes,
these qualities we can see in movies, leadership, courage. holding your own ground when, despite the fact that some people around you might be challenging you. I think movies are inspiring. Great. Sir, would you also like to talk about? I'm pretty sure you must have visited many places. Would you also like to talk about some of the places which touched your heart, which you liked visiting? कुछ ऐसी जगह, sir, because you have been working in these companies for last many decades. You might have visited some of these places in country, outside country as well.
In India, I like Kerala basically.
Kerala, the God's own
Yeah.
country.
Yes, Kerala as well as Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. These three places I like very much.
Yeah. I think
At the
visiting
same
places
time,
is very important. Yeah, I see. It
yes, yes.
inspires people. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So far as outside is concerned, I have visited Dubai. This is my really very like country, and this is very inspiring. Dubai is very good. Then
Yeah.
recently I visited Nepal also. Nepal
Ah,
also. Yes, that is also good. And my son-in-law and my daughter have visited Maldives. So I have very good attraction about Maldives because they gave me a very total perspective and videos. So I like Maldives also.
yeah.
And now I am planning to visit USA next year.
Wow. Ah,
Mm.
awesome,
Mhm.
sir. No, visiting is important. I think I know that people know it from the audience because visiting places gives us a new perspective. It changes our thought process. For example, anybody who is feeling doubtful, I always recommend to these people to make a visit to some of these places. It's not required for you to go to some other countries. In case of budget and all that, you can also pay a visit to some of these places. For example, I know that Balasaheb sir must be visiting this place called Bhigwan because I think you might be residing at in a place close to that place. So you can also, for example, you can visit Bhigwan, spend some time while just looking at
Yeah,
the
yeah.
tranquil, peaceful water of that lake. And because being with nature gives a very strong, powerful message, it changes our thought process, and that's where I think
Yes.
sir also spoke about the power of positive thought, जिसका मैंने
Yeah.
background में दिखाया भी था. I think it changes the thought process, which is very important. Great, and also we learn a lot from people and places. Great, awesome. It's a pleasure for me to have you, sir, as the guest, and I think we have spoke about some very powerful things. And would you like to share anything else, sir, in addition to the things which we spoke about? I leave it to you because I know एक घंटे
Sir,
में हर चीज को ये तो सागर को गागर में भरने जैसा हो गया 1 घंटा. But
sir,
yeah,
I wanted to share one thing about my life. I have wrote a book like Audyogik Vishwatil Bala Saheb. This is my book, and this is my 40 years successful career. I have given tips to some HR fraternities also. This is book of my Audyogik Vishwatil Bala Saheb, 40 years successful career.
क्या बात है, क्या बात है, सर. इस किताब को कहाँ से लोग पा सकते हैं, कहाँ से लोग खरीद सकते हैं, सर?
हाँ? ये मैं
Suppose,
अभी
yeah.
हम्म,
Suppose
this
somebody
can
is
be
like,
purchased on by paying by Google Pay and Phone Pay also.
and where is it available? So is there a website? Amazon में कहीं है क्या ये? Amazon या कहीं पर?
Amazon Pay, I am now putting it. I have not yet put it, but I have given to some of the dealers and distributors also.
They
They
can
can
get in
they
touch
can
with.
contact me on my number. Yes.
Perfect.
In this
So,
book, the very important thing is that, sir, I would like to mention in this book, uh, more than 85 my colleagues, my seniors, my relatives, and my juniors, as well as union leaders and workmen, have written about me, about their thoughts and how I worked there, how I was in their organization, I was helping them and all these things. These 85 people have written about them, and which is a part of this my book. It's a great thing.
awesome. Awesome, sir. Awesome. So audience, please get in touch with sir. Of course, you can send a message to me. You can send on. I'll also put in some contacts of sir, maybe some email ID or something, so that you can write a message to him. And I'll recommend strongly to people. I know, sir. I have been in touch with sir. I have gone and delivered some talks, and I have spoken with sir. I think this is one book which has got to be read by everyone, and especially people who are in the field of HR and IR. Because ये बहुत ही humbly sir, I think sir has put in a lot
Yes,
of
sir.
efforts while writing this book, and I think it's an amazing work. सर, ये पहली बार एक ऐसा हो रहा है मेरे हार्ट टू हार्ट कॉन्वर्सेशन में जहां पर मैं एक नॉर्मली सिग्नेचर सवाल पूछता हूं
Yeah.
लोगों से, and I can't ask this question to you because already the answer
Okay.
is given. Normally I ask a question to people that, okay, if we write a book on your life and journey, what would be the title of the book? And the answer is already there. This is the first time when the answer has come
Mhm.
before the question. The title could be Gaur or Granth.
औद्योगिक
So awesome.
औद्योगिक औद्योगिक विश्वातील बाळासाहेब इथं गौरव ग्रंथ. Yes.
Wow. Awesome. Great. So this is great, sir. सर एक और सवाल सर, आपके पास इतना अनुभव है सर, 40 साल का आपने काम किया इस फील्ड में। सर आजकल के जो यंगस्टर्स हैं वो काफी डिस्ट्रैक्टेड रहते हैं। जो सारी क्वालिटीज
Yeah,
आपने जो जिक्र किया, जो सारी क्वालिटीज के बारे में आपने बहुत बहुत अच्छे से नरेट किया, उन क्वालिटीज को बिल्ड करने के लिए उनके पास समय शायद कम हो जाता है, क्योंकि समय ज्यादा उनके पास रहता है।
yes, sir.
ये रील देखते हैं, 40-40 सेकंड का रील ऐसे ऐसे देखते रहते हैं। सर
Yeah,
आप कुछ शेयर करना चाहेंगे, कुछ मैसेज आपकी तरफ से एज अ मेंटोर, एज अ गाइड टू टुडेज यूथ, टुडे जनरेशन, so that they can also build some of these qualities.
definitely. As you said, ki there is a lot of distraction because of the social media and all these things, and generally these youngsters are busy with their uh, digital model and mobile and all these things. But I will tell them ki they have to understand how yourself and what qualities you are belongs to, and then cultivate a diverse skill set. You cannot be only master in one. You have to have they have to cultivate a diverse skill set. That is very
Yeah,
important in this,
yeah,
and embrace adaptability.
yeah,
Adaptability is also very important, and foster a lifelong learning mindset. They have to foster a lifelong learning mindset is very important, because the future job market values versatility, continue evolving technologies and industries. They should know their job well. They should not compare with others. They should not criticize others. They should give always correct and right feedback, says, and their organization. They should have a
yeah.
clear cut career goal guidance, career goal objectives, and lastly, hard work with proper action plan to achieve this. This will definitely help them to grow in their career. That's what I feel.
Very important, sir. Very important, sir. And once again, audience, maybe you can pause this video here and just look back on some of the qualities which sir suggested for the success of today's youth. And I think these qualities are common for all of us. I think we all have to need to imbibe some of these qualities, and rather all the qualities. For example, sir said one thing which is very important, and everything is important, all the qualities are important, but this is very important, very insightful. He spoke about the fact that we should not compare. It's very important because I've been in the field of coaching, writing, and speaking and authoring. I can tell you one thing, that there is no
Yes.
comparison because we all are unique. We all are unique, and
Yes.
that's the reason I
Correct.
always inspire people to do this program called Vision Board, because I do some programs for people where people discover their purpose of life, their vision, their core values, their talents, their qualities, which make them unique. And once people do this, and once people paint this on a kind of chart paper, they are convinced that no two people are same. So no comparison,
Yeah.
and just build on your own
Correct.
ability. Do not
No criticism, no
no
comparison.
criticism. Do not criticize others. Do not feel jealous of others. Do no ego, for example. Know yourself, and there is no end of
Know
learning.
yourself.
No end of learning.
Correct.
You can keep on learning and still find that the
Yes.
more you learn, there is more in this world for you to learn. That's a very interesting thing, I think,
Yes.
which I would like you to
Yes.
experience yourself. And once you build this mindset of a learner, I think Sir spoke about it a lot. We will certainly keep on growing. For example, all the people that we see in the background, including Dr. Santosh Bhave, Balasaheb sir, and Kishore sir, and there are many senior inspiring people. Kalyan Pawar sir, I think I can see him also as well, and other people.
Yeah.
So you can learn from people, learn from mentors, keep in touch with them, have some tea and coffee. Pune is, for example, is a beautiful place. I've seen many people going for morning walk to Pune University and some of these places. Go walk with them, spend some time. They will never say no. They will never say no. I think it's because people shy away. जो आज के जनरेशन के लोग हैं थोड़ा शर्माते हैं लोगों से बात करने में, पूछने में। पूछो
Hmm.
यार, पूछो. Asking is very important. You can learn from people, and this is a picture which I took while climbing up the stairs of Seagard Institute of Management, its head office, off Law College Road,
Yeah.
very close to this
Oh.
Kabe Nagar area. And I took a picture of these steps of a
Yeah.
staircases which were leading to the office where I was heading towards. And if one
Oh.
has got the mindset of a learner, you can also learn from a steps. Let's see what they are talking about. There is no traffic along the extra mile. जहां पर extra mile में जाते हैं, for example, sir spoke about some of these bonds which he built, these connections which he built. This is only possible because sir has gone on extra mile. He has taken the extra journey to see that everything goes well for the management, for the employees. And this is just one example because I also have been following. I mean, I also have got some experience in this field. once you start going that extra mile, only then those success stories will be built. And that needs a lot of hard work, courage, teamwork, delegation, empowerment, and of course, leading ourselves, and then leading others. Sir, thank you so much for this time, sir, which you have spared. And I'm really grateful to you, sir. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much for your time. I'm pretty sure that anybody who goes to this video for 1 hour and introspects and reflects, he or she is going to require no other book or nothing else, no, including
Thank you,
myself.
sir. Thank you.
I think this is good enough. Thank you so much, sir. And
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
let's hope and pray that India wins today in the final
Yeah, yeah,
match.
yeah. All the best to India.
Thanks, audience, for watching this
Thank
one.
you. Thank you.